Hello, it's Matt.
And it's Joe, and this is
Pedal of the Week. Wow, that is super cheesy.
That was awful.
I know, I like it. Yeah, welcome back to the first of many new, improved version 2, take 2 Pedal of the Week.
Exactly. We're complete with our
yeah, I don't know if
Pedal
you
of the
can
Week
see him down.
cat.
There's a Guitar Notes cat now. That's where all the tone is in him. So, what have we got, Joe? What are we doing this week?
This week we're doing one of the more complicated things that we've had.
Yeah.
I say that in a fully positive way. Despite looking like one of the most simple pedals you'll ever see, we've got the Drybell Vibe Machine.
All the way from Croatia.
Yeah, exactly.
Hand-built. Yeah, I mean, I've long heard many a story about how good this pedal is, and I was super excited when Mark said that he'd had one sent through, and when it all finally arrived here in the studio we could kind of plug it in. I spent a little bit of time with it, and it is so plug and play, but also so ridiculously over the top in terms of extra features.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So this Vibe Machine has just 2 rotary controls, which of course isn't, you look at a complicated effect pedal, you expect at least 6 rotaries, but there are 2.
Yeah,
we've got an intensity and a speed control.
Yeah, so based on the original optical Univibe circuit, intensity, which basically is the throb of the effect, and then speed, which is how quick. But what's amazing, first of all, I don't know, you're not going to be able to see it on camera too much here, are these 6 extra trim pots on the side.
Yeah.
Which is where things all start, as you'll see on the bottom here.
Well, we'll be showing these in fancy cutaways about now, I'm sure.
So the crazy thing with this is that basically every possible extra point that you could want is then added on a trim pot on the side. So adjustable volume, grit control for a little bit of extra gain, chorus, which adds what they call chew to the kind of actual vibrato effect. Yeah, it's amazing, really. And then there's a couple of tailored switches on the front, one for chorus, one for the pitch bass vibrato.
Yeah.
And then the last one here, the bright and custom switch. And is it bright, custom, and...
It's bright, custom, and original.
That's right. So original is...
Is that like vintage?
Yeah, that's like the original Univibe style circuit. But what the other ones do is they actually like to do with brightness and impedance of the pickups. So you can tailor things depending on what fuzz you might have after it. You can kind of tailor the pedal to find that sweet spot. And actually what's nice is they say that one of the controls, you might want to dial it in less when you're in a band situation and more when you're in a bedroom situation. Because with those modulation effects and you're pushing and pulling on that speaker, sometimes it gets a bit lost. Like, when you put a phaser on, you're like, oh, this sounds amazing at home. And then you put it on, you're like, oh, I've suddenly disappeared out of the mix completely.
There's an awful lot of information as well on the back of the pedal. It's kind of an instruction manual.
Yeah, well, actually, what's really nice is in the box, you get a nice little pick holder. Look, a gift for you. And then you also get this kind of little tool for adjusting the sides.
It's a tiny spanner.
Yeah. That actually says adjustment. It actually says
trimmer adjustment tool.
Yeah. So that's really nice. But I think the idea is it's like super set and forget. So you kind of dial it in and then that's it. It's just your sound and...
Hence this.
Yes. Now, when we do some lovely cutaways, maybe about now, maybe not, it depends how Joe edits it, you'll actually see there's a little heartbeat here. There's like an extra intensity setting. They reckon this is almost like a sweet spot. But then you'll also see there's like E1, E2, E3, X7, T8, T9. This pedal has an optional options manual that's about 20 pages long. And yeah, so you can buy this extra, which is their little tap button foot switch, or you can plug an expression pedal in. So it works in a ton of different ways, and I think probably more so than we're going to get across in this video.
Yeah.
But you can run that like a tap tempo, which is awesome, because that's always the thing with Univibe, is that you're kind of like,
trying to find
this awesome, especially if you're doing that like Hendrixy machine gun sort of thing, you want a really quick Univibe and you want to slow it down, but you don't want a chunky expression pedal.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That's pretty cool.
It works like you can also set it like a Leslie, stop and start, or slow and fast.
that's
so it goes
totally
between
cool.
2 speeds.
So you can use it for 2 presets.
Yeah, effectively.
Right.
And
can you use it to switch between the vibrato and chorus
I
function?
don't think so. I think it's mainly just for kind of like speed and expression type things. But there's a whole bunch of extra stuff. I would really advise just going, and I'm always one of those people that says read the manual, and actually reading the manual on this, I was like, that's ridiculous. There's so much extra stuff. But what I love is, when I was doing some sort of pre-production, I just plugged it in, and actually these 2 controls give you absolutely everything you need.
Okay, cool. Well,
so maybe we should plug it in.
We should give it a listen. So
yeah, and we're going to try it through the Pelican Noiseworks Pelotor.
Yeah.
Fuzz, Leon, who makes this awesome dual fuzz face, big muff style thing, and a DD3. Just to kind of give it a bit of extra vibe to the Vibe Machine. Version 2.
And we're going to be running it into, you'll hear it through this Morgan PR12.
Yeah, super clean. Loads of the ultimate pedal platform amplifier is the term that everyone uses.
So it's a Fender style super clean amp head, and we'll be running it into this Zilla cab, this custom built Zilla cab.
And a user kit and a red box.
What's in there? It's not a vintage 30, a greenback.
Greenback and a vintage 30 at the bottom, but we are miking up the greenback with an SM57. And yeah, Hughes and Kettner red box at the back, which is set to the large speaker, vintage style, tight.
So you're going to be hearing a mix of those signals.
Yeah, and they'll both be affected signals. One's not a dry signal. We're not blending in any extra dry sound. We are literally blending in 2 affected sounds for ultimate tone.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to give this a go. What do you want to give this a go through today? Should we use the Strat or the Valentine?
Let's start with the Valentine because it's got a humbucker and a single coil, but then maybe we'll switch to the Strat for the extra single coilness. Right, so we're plugged in on our wonderful board. Yeah, Drybell Vibe Machine, into the Pelotor, and then into the
DD3, going through the Morgan.
So should we just give it a bit of clean sound first?
Give it a clean.
As a reference. So let's go neck position, so this is humbucker. A little bit of reverb coming from the amp, and then that's the bridge.
Cool.
Lovely stuff.
Okay, so let's get involved in this Vibe Machine. I am going to start this off on the chorus mode.
Yeah, so it's worth noting just quickly because people see chorus and they go, "It doesn't sound anything like a chorus." The original Urine Vibe was called chorus. I suppose maybe it's based on the same sort of idea, but it doesn't sound like a traditional chorus.
No, it's nothing like it. So we're going for the traditional Univibe sound first, then we'll split it. As we said, there's chorus and vibrato are the 2 settings. Vibrato is going to be more pitch based. Yeah, so let's start on the chorus. We'll keep it quite tame, and then I will mess around with the speed, intensity settings, and also the brightness switches.
Cool. So here we go.
Cool.
Chewy.
Right, that was chewy. Should we listen to the vibrato setting, or should we keep it on the chorus and check it out with some
I
added
reckon
fuzz?
let's check it out with some fuzz. It's
Right.
worth noting as well, we've got the extra volume on here, so you can actually take it above unity gain. So you can actually use this as a boost as well, which is quite nice.
God, they've just thought of everything.
I know.
Right, okay, let's turn on this.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's got that. It has got that real proper vintage.
It's got far more range than a Univibe.
And do you know, I almost prefer this style of effect to a phaser. It feels a bit more characterful.
Well, if you want to use the phaser loads, I think for subtle phasing, phaser's always got its place. But yeah, when you want that really intense phaser sound, it can be a little bit too much. This is really tasteful. That worked really well with the Pelotor. And we really did just throw these two together. It wasn't like a sort of carefully picking a fuzz to go with the Vibe Machine. So that was that was great. I really enjoyed that.
I think let's try the Strat.
Okay.
And let's try the vibrato and maybe a little bit more of the chorus. Maybe chuck some delay on it as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that. That's nice.
That is great.
Because it's not seasick, horrible. Well, I say horrible, but it's not seasick vibrato, is it? It's dialed back a bit more. I think obviously the trim pots will allow to adjust that, but
yeah, of course.
I think
it's quite easy to be tasteful. But I mean, I'm always kind of wary when I'm sort of messing around with these things that I think people want to hear how usable this is in a situation, whereas I would just like to do that and just have everything on full all the time. And so I kind of try and refrain from doing that. But even when I'm there, it's still usable. How many modulation effect pedals if you turn everything on full?
Well, I mean, it's what?
I mean, that reverb is helping.
Yeah, I mean, if we just dial that off.
Yeah, there you go. Completely capable of being really tasteful, but also really usable in a kind of full-on setting. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to show like absolutely everything with this pedal, but I almost think, part of me thinks almost don't need to, because it sort of speaks for itself. Like, if you want a Univibe pedal, I think this is probably the best thing you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't that many Univibe pedals being made.
No, I mean, you know, there's been various reissues, and I think this still follows the kind of original idea and concept, but it's just having all those extra trim pots, and they're not... I think the reason they're trim pots is they're there for set and forget. They're not there for constant tweaking.
Exactly.
It does really open up once you add an expression pedal in, and with the extra functions of the little F1L... Yeah, like the cancel, the tap tempo, the speed up, speed down, the Leslie style settings. I mean, it's almost like this would be a great thing to have in the studio as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because you could just have it on a board and you could just tweak it. But I think live, I think I'm all about that chorus setting. That's just what you want.
It's great. It's, really, really meaty and really usable. I am really into it. I mean, to be honest, I'm mainly into it because it comes with a tiny spanner. But, but other than that, it's absolutely brilliant.
And they actually say this world's smallest vibe pedal, the smallest vibe pedal in the world. So there we go. From 2010, this is the newest version. So yeah, version 2. There was a version 1 which was very popular that took all the feedback on board. I think people wanted to adjust various things, which is where all the trim pots came from. And I also like this. I mean, we didn't use too many guitars, but this was kind of nice because you could adjust it for your pickup's brightness, which is always a handy feature.
Yeah, exactly.
There we have it. The Drybell Effects Vibe Machine version 2.
Yeah, I was really into this pedal.
There's so much I just really want to show, but I just think we'd be here forever.
That's true. But it did so much in kind of a short space of time with only the 2 controls and the 2 switches. Yeah,
and you know, I think if you wanted to add in the little tap tempo, a nice little adjustment tool, I think. So there we go, Drybell Effects Vibe Machine version 2. So don't forget to like and subscribe to Guitar Nerds for more Pedal of the Weeks coming every Friday. We've got other features, top 5s, top 10s. There's plenty of other videos you can go and watch if you click the video section. Yeah, there we have it.
Yeah, there we have it. Thanks very much, gang.
Thanks very much. We'll see you next week.